Hi everyone, how are you? I'm Sam and welcome to this new moon video that I am going to read all the signs of the zodiac. So just as a note, I do Vedic astrology, so I am basing this off the new moon in Vedic astrology, which is actually in Libra in the sub-constellation Swati, and it is hitting at the time of Sagittarius. New moons are all about new beginnings, bringing new things in your life. You're going to draw things in, okay? We were just releasing a bunch of stuff. So make sure that all the things that you release, you don't want to bring back in, okay? So as far as new moon rituals go, write down wishes, write down affirmations, okay? The new moon, it hits at exactly 8:49 p.m. PDT, okay? So that's Pacific time, okay? So make sure that you write your wishes after the new moon hits, okay? So you want to do everything after 8:49 p.m. Sunday, the 27th of October. A potent time to do new moon rituals and new moon wishes and new moon good stuff is 8 hours after the new moon hits. So anywhere between 8:49 p.m. on Sunday to 4:49 a.m. on Monday is the best time to do new moon goodies and new moon wishes, new moon everything, okay? This new moon is in Libra in the subconstellation Swati, so this means that this new moon is all about partnerships, and spreading your seeds out into the world, okay? Carving out your destiny, okay? Because the subconstellation is represented by a sword, and it's all about cutting away things that are ignorant, cutting away things that are holding you back, and really just letting things flow. Kind of in Western astrology, how Libra is all about relationships and all that stuff. It is still the same in Vedic astrology, but it is more just in general. Your relationships with people. How is your relationships with human beings? And also hitting in the sub-constellation with Sagittarius, there is a lot more expansive. There's a lot of expansive energy as far as carving out your destiny, really putting in things to really push for the long term. It's also Diwali, which is the start of the new year, the start of the lunar new year, okay? So it's technically a whole new year, okay? This last full moon was the end. All right, so now we're starting anew. It's a really important time of year, you guys. That's probably why right now has been like extra emotional, which is why I'm really excited to get into these readings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read all 12 signs of the zodiac. I'm going to put the timestamps down below. I'll make sure to put like what sign I'm reading on the bottom, you know, so you know where I am. I would say to watch your Vedic rising sign. It will be the most accurate, but if you want a full picture of what's going on for you for new moon, make sure to watch your Vedic rising sun and moon. And if you don't know your Vedic chart, that's totally fine. Just watch Western, and I just think whatever sign or whatever message you end up listening to, that message was meant for you. Also a really quick trick on how to find your Vedic sign. So if you go to cafeastrology.com, get your natal chart, your Western natal chart, right? And you see that it has degrees, you know, like 6 degrees or 23 degrees or 29 degrees, whatever, after each sign. What you do is subtract 24 degrees from that sign. So say, okay, so my rising, for example, is a Scorpio rising in Western at 29 degrees. So in Vedic astrology, I'm actually a Scorpio rising at 4 degrees. See, so that's why some signs change and some don't. Now take my moon, for example. So in Western, I'm a Virgo 17 degrees. So in Vedic astrology, you subtract 24 degrees, which is Leo 7 degrees in Vedic astrology. You see how it works? Okay. So that's the easiest way for you to do it. Or you can just Google free Vedic astrology chart and find it. It's just sometimes it's a little harder to read because it's different. The questions I'll be asking the cards today is, what have you released? So like what you should just leave in the past, okay? You're done. Starting Sunday. Okay, at 8:49 p.m. you're done. Where are you now? Okay, what quality about yourself do you need to spread out into the world? What energy can you tap into to carve your destiny? Where do you still hold ignorance in your life? And any advice for the universe? And I will be reading from the Game of Thrones tarot deck, the Ascended Masters deck, and the Akashic Records deck. And I also wanted to do a quick little like relationship, like romance reading at the end of all of it, like quick little like 3 cards, you know, just because I don't know, like today it was weird. This deck was just sitting like right on top of my shit, and I was like, I never use that deck, but I use it for love stuff. So I've been collecting. If you guys want to hear about love stuff, let's get into it. It's Scorpio season, right? So the truth be coming out. Let's see what's going on. Okay, Aries rising, Aries sun, Aries moons. Here we go. So if you want any information on the new moon and how to find your Vedic everything and the questions and all the good stuff, look back at the beginning of this video. But let's look into your guys' new moon. Okay, Aries people. Okay, I'm really glad that I decided to pull these love cards. Okay, so Aries people, honestly, everything really looks good. It kind of just looks like that you guys are really, really, really in your head right now. And you guys are really just going through a big transformation that you kind of like is really, really uncomfortable, and you kind of like don't want to go through it. So what you have released, we have King of Spears, okay? So King of Spears means that you've kind of released like the newness of things. So probably like this last new moon, it was about kind of like starting new things. Like maybe you guys like just got a new job or just started a new relationship or a new chapter or something. And kind of now you're like, okay, now I started. Now what? You guys, because where you guys are at right now, we have a 9 of Swords. So I feel like you guys, you know, things are moving, things are flowing, but it's scary because it's this new territory for you guys. I feel like Aries is really in like untouched territory right now. I feel like you guys are really like whatever you guys started is totally new. Like this is not a repeat of anything that you've done before, and you're just like, okay, now I'm here, and it's like, what the hell? It's almost like you decided to like go to a different country, like not knowing the language, to move there and thinking it was going to be great, and then now you finally landed and you're like, oh shit, now I really don't know anything, you know? That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. But the Ascended Master you guys got is Pan, who represents fertility. So there is a lot of newness here with Aries. There's a lot of things that are fertile. There's a lot of, you know, you guys probably have very, very intense, and you guys probably have very intense manifestation skills right now as well. So, but the thing that is holding you guys back is you guys' mind. Your guys' mind is really like messed up. And the thing is that you guys are trapping yourselves, okay? Because we have 2 cards here saying that you're trapping yourself. We have Trapped in the Ruins from the Akashic Records and 9 of Spears, or 9 of Swords. There is something that's like weird, like when it comes to like how you're thinking. Like reality and like what you think is reality is different right now. So what quality of yourself do you need to spread out into the world? We have the Tower reversed. So you guys are going through a huge Tower moment internally. You guys also have Death reversed here under where you hold ignorance. Okay? So you are holding ignorance that you need to change, and what you need to spread out into the world is after this Tower moment. So I feel like you guys, so this is why I say that I feel like Aries is going through a really intense transformation period, self-transformation period, which is usually the hardest, because it's like, it's not like you just have to be like, I'll just leave this job and my whole life changed. It's like, no, this is like internal, habitual, or like something like that type of quality is like changing now. And it's like a big like, ooh, okay, like let's see what happens, you know? Now this is where I want to get into relationships, and this is why I'm glad that I decided to, this is why I'm glad that Spirit told me to pull for relationships and romance, because the energy that you guys need to tap into to carve out your destiny is the Empress reversed. So when the Empress reverse comes up, it kind of just means, it kind of just means that either you kind of need to just go back to the drawing board a little bit with like finances or how you're doing things or how you're approaching things, or like your motherly energy and your manifestation skills are just being put to use in the wrong places or being taken advantage of. So that's the other thing is that I was going to say is that you guys do have Six of Roses here, okay, from the Akashic Records, suggesting that there is a relationship in your life, and this could be romantic or could not be romantic, that you kind of know deep down, like in your soul, that it's not good for you, but there's something with like reality or ego or friends or whatever it is like keeping you in it. And honestly, I'm here to tell you, you gotta stop. The relationship is done, it's ended, you know what's right and what's wrong, you know what I mean? Because advice, we have 3 of coins, and advice is just basically meaning that you have to be with people who are going to help you move forward right now. So if there's anyone in your life that have revealed themselves the last 2 weeks, okay, you need to cut them out. You need to, okay? Because the other thing too, we have King of Wands reversed in the sexual magic deck. And when that's here, it kind of just means that, you know, you might believe, you know, it kind of just, it means that, you know, there's, you made some commitments to this person, you know, they may have held it for a time, but, you know, those commitments are starting to change, or their opinions about them are starting to change. So essentially, people are not on the same page right now, or commitments are being broken or were broken, and you just have to see that for being true. Now, we do have 2 of Wands here with the sexual magic deck, and 2 of Wands here suggests that you do feel like there is a very intense connection with this person, or it may mean that a new person is coming. Actually, honestly, maybe okay. I do feel like actually this means that, yeah, no, I feel like this actually means that a new person is coming that you're going to be very interested in, and that you're going to, that this new person is either going to reveal to you how you should actually be treated, or you're actually going to be genuinely interested in this person. And the thing is, if you know, still have baggage with this past person, starting things with the person that you actually want to start with might be a little difficult, because we do have Judgment reversed here in the sexual magic deck. And Judgment reverse is kind of like the big, like, you know what the past is like because you already lived it, right? So if anyone from the past comes up for you, obviously it is some sort of unfinished business, but don't think that it's like, oh, like we're gonna get married and that's the unfinished business. No, it's like either like, I don't know, just, it kind of just, I get the energy that the past is really not in your favor right now, or people from the past or relationships from the past is just not good. And there is like this kind of like the energy that I feel like someone may reveal themselves to you, or so you may meet someone that you're actually like, oh, like this is how I want to be treated, or like, oh, this is who I want in my life, you know what I mean? So just know, Aries, like, stop freaking out. That's a big one, because there is a lot of like energy of you guys just straight up freaking out. And honestly, I think that a lot of the energy that from those thoughts are coming from someone else. And this could, again, not be a romantic relationship. This could be coming from a member in your family. This could be a coworker. This could be your boss. Like, this could be your roommate. This could be anyone. But just know, Aries, that whatever thoughts that are going in on your head, I don't know, is someone gaslighting you? Is maybe someone's gaslighting you guys? I don't know. But again, like, I just feel like, Aries, things with you is really good. There is this huge transformation that needs to happen that you guys know is happening. You just have to kind of go and release and flow with it, because I feel like you guys aren't really releasing and flowing with it right now. And know that the reason why maybe you're not releasing and flowing with it is because someone else is, or outer influences are essentially stressing you the fuck out and not letting you think, and not just, wow, you know? So I think, Aries, the new moon is going to be really good. Like, so Aries people, make sure to leave this energy of like this stressful energy, or like this just kind of icky energy, like all away and back in the full moon energy. And you guys, I think it's going to be really good for Aries people to really draw self-confidence, and really draw in this new transformation, and draw in this change. yes, because again, you guys have Pan with you. So any type of wish that you put onto that new moon paper of yours, your new moon journal or whatever, is probably going to come true. Okay, so really, really pick your words wisely. Really, really, you know, be careful what you wish for. Make sure you agree with what you're doing. And yeah, I hope this helped you guys, Aries. Thank you. Hello, Taurus people. How are you? This is for my Taurus risings, my Taurus moons, my Taurus suns. If you want to hear more about this new moon, just go back to the beginning of this video. And again, your Vedic rising will be the most accurate. And if you want to find your Vedic rising, I put some tips and tricks on how to do that at the beginning of the video as well. But let's get into it, Taurus, and see what's going on for you guys this new moon. Okay, Taurus people. So, first things first, I feel like you guys just let go of something very, very not harmonious. I do feel like it had to do with something a little bit romantic because it did kind of come up over here. But it could also represent something that was just really disharmonious within you. I mean, maybe it was a whole collective thing, because sometimes that happens when we get rid of relationships. We're like, oh my God, like this wasn't even related to me. Like, how was I even doing this? Or like, why did I even pretend to like this thing or whatever, etc., etc. I feel like a Taurus is really recovering right now from something with disharmony, because we have the Lovers reversed with what you guys have released, and that's why I'm saying all this right now with the full moon. So I don't know if you guys like prayed to release something that was just like, oh my God, like please, you know, give me clarity or reveal itself to me or something, but it looks like it has. And we also have Nine of Swords here with the Sexual and Magic deck, which basically represents saying that right now it's time to just restore harmony. So whatever that means for you, and so whatever this means to you. So if it is staying away from people right now and just kind of just being by yourself and focus on whatever, then do that. Or if it is going out and meeting people helps, then do that. But right now, you guys, you need to get out of your head. You just need to get out of your head, because a lot just happened. A lot just happened, and a lot was released. Everything that was released was good, but just a lot was released. So it's like, whew, okay. So where you're at now, though, is Seven of Coins, which is really good, Taurus. So where you're at now is actually in a place to set up long-term goals. So whatever was you just released was preventing you from actually moving forward, or actually preventing you from basically any responsibilities that have any long-term effect, and now you can actually move forward into doing that. You can actually move forward. And you also have birth here in the Akashic records, okay? And this doesn't mean necessarily this doesn't mean a real birth, and I'm not saying you're gonna get pregnant, but birthing something will be very helpful to Taurus right now. Really starting something new. Again, a lot ended for Taurus. I feel like a lot just was like, okay, now it's dead, and you guys are just like, ugh. So starting new things, getting out there, like just, starting new things and just getting out of your head, restoring harmony, because we also have Thoth here as your Ascended Master telling you to write. So you guys need to get shit out. You guys, and this also too, if you are a writer or you are someone who writes, a screenwriter or anything like that, then write right now. Your emotions are high, everything is going crazy, you need some sort of outlet. If you are not a writer, get your journal out and just scribble, right until your hand falls off, you know what I mean? Because what you need to spread out to the world right now, you guys have Queen of Swords reversed. So obviously I feel like Taurus's feelings, are a little hurt right now, but you can use that as fuel at the same time. So it's not necessarily all bad here. It's almost like saying, like, Taurus, make sure to not dwell on things right now, because what you guys need to tap into, the energy you need to tap into to carve out your own destiny, is Two of Swords. And Two of Swords just means that whatever decision you got to make right now, you just got to make it. It's almost like you guys have been kind of like, maybe you just released this and it's been a couple days, or maybe it's been a week or whatever it is, but make sure to not dwell on anything too much, because everything was supposed to happen, divine timing. You don't want to miss anything, okay? Because, and that's the other thing too, the decision doesn't have to be perfect. You know what I mean? You don't have to have a full-edged plan. You just need to move forward at this point. You just need to do something. Because where you still have ignorance, you have judgment. Okay? So Taurus people, you are so close. So close to moving up in soul evolution. Oh my gosh, it's crazy how close you guys are. That's why everything is releasing. That's why these old patterns are breaking. That's why you feel like poo-poo. You know, because you're supposed to be changing right now. So, but know that everything's going to get better, especially if you start making decisions. That's the other thing too, is make sure you make a decision, because we do have fated meeting here this month. So at some point between this new moon and next new moon, so you are going to meet someone that was fated, okay? So either you guys have a karmic link, and you know, you guys either have karmic link and you have unfinished business, or your ancestors or the universe is placing this person into your life. So I don't know if you guys have been praying for maybe a business partner, or praying for a romantic partner, or praying for a new best friend, whatever that is. If that person reveals themselves to you, know that relationship is either in a past life of yours already, and you guys have a past life connection, or whoever you're praying to for that, if they were your ancestors, or it was God, or your angels, or whoever it was, they were like, here, person, and they were literally like, here, let's put you here. And then they, you know, there's a magical meeting waiting for you guys, a magical meeting with someone else waiting for you guys this next month. It will be interesting to see if that card comes up again in someone else's reading. So general advice for Taurus is Queen of Cups. Compassion for yourself, compassion to other people. Again, I feel like Taurus just went through a lot. You guys just went through something, releasing something that was just really not helpful to your guys' psyche and to your guys' life. So I feel like compassion for yourself and compassion for other people and healing and things like that is really just going to help Taurus in general, just throughout everything. Because we also have judgment reversed here, which basically means that anyone from your past, no. We have judgment twice, okay? We have judgment twice. We have judgment here where you're being ignorant, okay, upright. So you guys have to actually pay attention to that. But then we have judges reversed in your love life, which means that it's your love life that's fucking you up, okay? It's your love life that's preventing you from moving on to your next soul evolution. So anytime you're just like, oh my God, why is this not working? Why is that not working? It's probably something to do with your love life, okay? It's either the people that you're allowing to be with you, or you're not setting boundaries well enough, or whatever it is, self-confidence. Your soul evolution and your love life are directly tied. So basically, like, your ignorance and your love life are directly tied. So just know that there's that. And then also too, we have Ace of Swords here reversed, meaning that it's almost like, I feel like I kind of get the energy that like you guys might have the tendency of like, when you meet someone, you like go in this whole fantasy world in your head of like how amazing and oh my God, we're gonna get married and la la la. And then while doing that, you don't like actually live in reality and like look at what's really going on. So then you end up kind of almost breaking your own heart in a way. But I don't know. I just feel like you guys gotta watch out for that, especially because you guys are in a very you guys are just in a very, like, vulnerable state. I hate to say it like that, but you guys are. You guys are in a very vulnerable state right now. You guys just went through a lot, and you guys really need to bring harmony back. I almost feel like Taurus right now, like, go with the flow. Don't try and marry anyone right now. Don't try and get in anything serious. Just flow with things. Focus on the long term. Try and birth something new. Try and focus on new things. Don't go back to your past or past anything or anybody. If people come back from your past because Mercury retrograde is coming up, then they are there for a lesson, okay? They're not there for a gift. It's a lesson. So just know that. And yeah, writing is good. Make sure that you make a decision, whatever it is, just any decision to move you forward. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, Taurus. This looks good. Thank you so much. Hello, Gemini risings, Gemini suns, Gemini moons. How are you? So this reading is for you. So if you wanted to watch everything that's going on with this new moon, just scroll back to the beginning of this video. This video, again, is the most accurate for your rising signs. And if you want to watch all your signs, and go for it. So let's just jump into Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Gemini, you guys actually look really good. I feel like, honestly, the only thing that's kind of wrong with Gemini right now is that you guys just aren't showing as much gratitude as you should be, which is kind of like, it's not bad because that means that you have a lot of stuff to be grateful for. So let's look into it. Okay, so what you guys have released. Okay, we have Seven of Swords reversed, which is really awesome because this means that you finally released something that you were lying to yourself about, okay? And this actually comes up down here because we have fated meeting here from the Akashic records reversed. So this means that you probably did have, or you have currently, or you had some sort of really intense karmic relationship with someone. And this could be a friend, this could be a relationship, romantic relationship, or a business partner or something. And you guys were, and you guys were a karmic relationship. You guys were brought together for a grander purpose. However, the other person, I feel like it was the other person, just didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Like they fell into old habits, or they just weren't on the same page as you, or just whatever. And that's why you're kind of just like, oh my God. Like that's why maybe I feel like there is this energy where like someone did promise you, because we do have Two of Swords reversed here from the sexual magic deck. Like I feel like someone promised you something and like it was true. Like you guys were really on the same page, and then somewhere along the line it just kind of like dropped, or got dropped or fell off or something like that. Because we also have Two of Scrolls, two worlds here. And this is basically saying that right now you're kind of having like this conflict between your spiritual self and your material self. Like, I mean, this is the problem with our modern world right now, is a lot of us want to be spiritual. A lot of us literally always want to be like, oh, we just want to drop everything and, move to a foreign country and never work again and just live in a monastery. But then sometimes by doing that, we're like, oh, but then like, what about like a family, or like having kids, or like, anything like that. So I feel like you're kind of like in this, like, I don't know how to balance both of these things about me, because I feel like Gemini right now really does want to be spiritual, really does want to work at the same time. Man, I feel like this relationship too is actually pulling you away, or forcing you away from one or the other, and actually causing the imbalance. Because where you're at right now is Six of Swords. So Six of Swords is all about leaving baggage behind, just leaving things behind, and just kind of not being over it, but yeah, like being over it, and just leaving the things that just don't serve you anymore. I feel like there's a lot of this energy for Gemini where you're just like, ugh, like I'm over it, but at the same time it's really, really hard, because that it's just weird, because I feel like Gemini is having a hard time with this, especially because it was a very intense karmic relationship. Like it actually was. So there's that moment of like, but it's supposed to be like this, which it was. It's just one of y'all decided that, whatever, Yeah, and that's the thing, is that we have the Sun here, and we have Ace of Cups here, too, reversed. So moving forward, just make sure that you don't get too overly optimistic. But the biggest thing here is that you really need to give love back to yourself right now. I feel like Geminis were really kind of like emotionally run through the dirt with this. Like it was just hard. Like overall hard. It was hard in the relationship. It was hard for you. It was hard spiritually. It was hard materially. It was hard all around. And you're just so what you need to actually, you know, start spreading out into the world to other people is Page of Swords reversed. So I feel like Gemini, you guys, like, since especially you guys release so much, there is a lot of new ideas like percolating, and the only thing with that is that they are new, so you don't want to just like go out the gate with them or anything. So just make sure that focus on yourself right now first before anything, and focus on like dealing with this whole situation, like with whoever this person is, and like, you know, just getting rid of everything that makes you lie to yourself and lie about your situation, and it will help. Because what will help you carve your destiny, the energy that will help you carve your destiny, is Nine of Cups reversed, basically saying that right now you are not counting your blessings. There are really good things that are going on in your life right now. There are, okay? You just have to start really looking at them, okay? And that's it. That's the only thing. Because also in advice, we have Seven of Coins reversed, which means that right now you may be focusing too much on instant gratification. So instead of that, it's like it's better to focus on long term. So, you know, especially with this person, you might have been like, oh, like it was so great, you know, for X amount of time, but it's like, okay, let's think long term. What have they been good for me in a marriage? What have they been good for me, you know, in 10 years, in 5 years, whatever it is. But now it's time to look at the long term, because where you are still being ignorant, we have 10 of Spears, and 10 of Spears is all about the fact that you are still carrying way too much on your plate, Gemini. There's too much shit that you are dealing with right now. Geminis really need to just, you guys need to just take a break. Like, there has just been way too much energy. There's been way too many things just coming up, revealing themselves left and right, and you're just like, ugh, stressed out. But the thing that you have to remember here, though, is you do have Goddess Lakshmi here, flow of prosperity. And Goddess Lakshmi does come through telling us that there is a flow here. So you have to be in flow. Forcing anything is really going to be the kicker, okay? Because there is a lot of stuff that you are releasing. There's a lot of emotional shit that's going on. There is a lot of thinking. Yeah, you know, I feel like there's just a lot of it's all over the place right now for, I see multitude of cups and swords. So cups is all emotion, swords is all your thinking. You're thinking too much. Gemini just needs to come back, you know, air sign, you guys just need to come back from heaven for a second and come back down to earth and just breathe and focus on the long term and really delegate tasks if you can't handle everything right now, and really balance your material side and your spiritual side, and get rid of this person, whoever is messing with you. So yeah, new moon will be really good for Geminis, to be grateful for things. Just make like a little gratitude list. Gratitude will be really good for Gemini. Like, if you guys like wake up in the morning, just first thing you do, make a gratitude list, or at the end of the day, whatever works better for you, you know? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is for my Cancer people, Cancer risings, Cancer suns, Cancer moons. So if you want to find out more about this new moon, including rituals and all that good stuff, I posted a thing at the beginning of this video. And again, this will be the most accurate for your Vedic chart. Your Vedic rising sign will be the most accurate. So I posted at the beginning of the video on how to find that as well. And if you only know your Western chart, that is totally fine. But yeah, let's just get into it. Let's see what's going on. Okay, Cancer people, so everything looks really good, all right? So we're happy, okay? There is some stuff with self-care, you know, but that is a very Cancer thing to forget about, so I get it. So what you guys have finally released, okay? What you guys have finally released, is Three of Spears, okay? So I feel like what you guys finally released was like the waiting period, okay? Or like the waiting for your fruits to come into, or for your labor to come into fruition, you know what I mean? And now you're actually enjoying the things that actually came into fruition, because where you're at now is Eight of Coins. So Eight of Coins either means basically like keep doing what you're doing, or, you know, if anything, brush up on some skills. But Cancer's in a good place right now, you guys, so that's good, at least like in your life. And you guys also have Queen of Forces here. So Queen of Forces also represents that you guys are really coming into your power. You're really stepping into yourselves. You're really like honing in on what makes you special and what makes you powerful, and like balancing emotions and work and spirituality and materialism and all that good stuff. So there's a lot of good balance going on. We also have Archangel Michael here for Cancer people, telling you can do it. So Archangel Michael is behind you guys. This is a really good for the new moon. And so there was a lot of like setting up for energy, you know what I mean? And it kind of just looks like Cancers have to just keep doing what they're doing. Like that kind of just seems like the big like message here. The big thing though is that the divine physician is here reversed, and when he's reversed, it means that you guys really have kind of ignored your self-care, and so you guys got to go back to that. You guys got to go back to take care of yourself. Make sure you're taking care of yourself throughout all this process, and make sure that you are giving yourself like a time to like reward yourself, because you guys have just done a lot, and now you can reward yourself. You're finally in a place where you can. We have Eight of Swords here reversed on what you need to spread out into the world. So really you guys need to stop thinking and overthinking about things that are trapping you, okay? Because right now I feel like the only thing that's really stopping you is your own thoughts and your own fears. Because also what we have for what to carve out for your own destiny, we have King of Swords. So what you guys have to tap into to carve out your destiny right now, Cancer, is really cleaning up like the clutter and the little pollution in your brain, okay? Because nothing can really come into fruition correctly if your brain isn't clear, if your intentions aren't clear, if your goals aren't clear, if you're drinking or doing drugs or anything like that, if you have a habit like that, your mind isn't clear. Things like that need to kind of start getting cleared out. Negativity, you know, always praying for the worst or always hoping for the worst, you know, stuff like that. That really needs to stop, because that also comes up with your guys' love life here, okay? And I'll talk about that in a second when I finish this. So, what is this question? Oh, so where do you still hold ignorance? You have Seven of Spears reversed. So you guys are still being ignorant about how much pressure is really on you guys and how tired you guys really are. That's what I mean, is that you guys just worked a lot. You guys worked a lot. You guys are tired, and so right now it's hard to kind of like fight right now. Like if you guys do have any conflicts, or if you guys, you know, even just moving forward, it's just kind of just hard because you guys are tired, and that might be contributing to your mind kind of being all funky. Because in advice we have Eight of Cups. So Eight of Cups upright kind of just means that you guys need to take some time. You guys need to escape from the world for a second. You guys need to leave behind things that aren't serving you. You need to spend some self-care time, okay? There's a lot of issues with self-care right now. And this is where it gets into the love life, okay? So we have Five of Pentacles here, Five of Coins. And Five of Coins here is not bad, okay? Five of Coins just means that don't settle right now. Things are still growing. So if you know, feel like you just found someone, like hold on, like, you know, let things flow, you know, don't jump into anything, okay? Because the biggest thing here, I have the Hierophant reversed, okay? And when the Hierophant reversed is here, when it comes to love, it means that you are kind of just grabbing at straws a little bit. Like you know, kind of know what you want, but like for the most part you're like, well, he's cute, like I'll see how that goes, or she's sexy, like, you know, I'll fuck her a couple times and like see how I like it, you know what I mean? Like you guys are really in this like weird spot where you kind of like don't know what you actually want, and like, or you don't have faith in what you want, or you don't feel like you can find what you want. There's just something weird with like, you know, that. And I almost feel like there's a danger here for Cancers to settle on someone or settle with something, because again, your guys are tired. Your guys' mind is kind of messed up right now, Cancers. And just know that though, that only has to do with self-care. So as long as you guys get the self-care in, you'll be good. because you also have Ace of Wands here. So Ace of Wands, when it comes to love too, there is this good energy of starting something new. You just have to really be careful you don't throw yourself into something where you don't even know what it is. You know what I mean? Or you think you have an idea of what it is, but really it's not what it is, you know? Because Five of Pentacles here again, you guys, I don't think you guys are going to really like settle down with anyone this next month. If anything, maybe just meet people or experiment or anything. I don't think you guys are going to like settle down. And just be careful that if you do settle down with someone, I don't know, I feel like there's some snakes in the grass there. So as far as everything to do with you guys, everything is great. You know, everything to do with actual cancers is great. Love life, be careful because it's self-care. Everything just collectively in this reading goes down to self-care. Cancers are tired. You guys worked really, really hard this last month, and now it's the time for Cancers to just take a freaking break. So just know too, if you take a break, it's not like all your work is going to go, you know, disappear, because Archangel Michael here is protecting you. So self-care is important. Self-care is definitely important. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, Cancers. And if you want to get your full spectrum reading, watch your rising, sun, and moon. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Okay, so Leo people, this is for you, okay? So this is for my Leo risings, my Leo moons, my Leo suns. Your Vedic chart will be the most accurate, but if you only know your Western chart, it's totally fine. If you want to know everything about this full moon, then go to the beginning of this video. But let's see what's going on with you guys. Okay, Leo, this is a very interesting reading. I feel like Leos are going to be happy with it. I am a Leo moon in Vedic astrology. I know I'm happy with it. So if my energy got mixed in with this, I apologize already. But yeah, let's just go into it. So what you guys are releasing, okay, what you have released, we have the Hierophant. So this basically just means like, so this doesn't mean like release your morals and ethics, please God, like no, that's not what it means. It just means that like your study period, or like the time that you were either like looking at higher education, or you had a teacher or a mentor or someone, is over, and now you are it's like the bird has left the nest sort of situation. It's like, go now, like do what you need to do, you know? Like it kind of like, okay, now you have the guidance, you have all the information, now go live your life. So that is really, really great, Leo. So where we're at now, we have Page of Cups reversed, which just means that because we are new out the gate, you know, we might be a little emotionally mature sometimes and would get a little too excited, or it just means that we have some creative ideas, or just ideas in general that are just not ready to be brought out into the forefront. But again, we're excited. A lot of things are just like new to Leo right now. We also have Ganesh here, so saying yes. So we just had all the obstacles removed too. So there's a lot of like good energy like moving into this new moon for Leo. So that's where we're at now. So now moving into what we need to spread out into the world, like our individual callings are spread out into the world, we have the Lovers reversed, and this does go along with the Akashic library being reversed. Two of Roses. So basically this just means that there might be some disharmony going on in our lives right now. Maybe the takeaway of the intense mentor or intense structure is kind of left us like, you know what I mean? So we're kind of like figuring it out, but we have to figure it out ourselves, right? So it's almost like make sure that everything in heart is in harmony with ourselves, and that will really help spread our message or your message or whatever you need to spread. The Akashic Library reverse basically means that maybe we have stepped away a little bit of our intense structure that we had, that we still do need to keep, as far as like maybe if you're someone who regularly meditates or reads cards or does astrology, whatever that is, if you have stepped away from that for a couple days or weeks or whatever it is, you know, maybe you haven't, you know, pulled cards for the last couple days, you know, doing daily tarot, or maybe you haven't been meditating as much as you used to. Yeah, that needs to change. That needs to go back. So if you've been feeling kind of funky, Leos, that's why. It's because you're moving away from everything that you just learned, okay? So you got to stay on track. Two of Roses, winged messengers does come up saying that there may be some conflicts in our relationships. That could be personal, it could be work, it could be family, it could be anything, okay? But the good thing with this, though, means that our higher self is here, okay? Our higher self is telling or is giving us messages on how to deal with it from a higher perspective. So maybe this could be a situation where before Leos would have, like, I don't know, gone crazy and bite their head off, but now with new understanding, new structure, new evolution, also evolution, you're like, okay, this is how I'll deal with the situation. You know, so everything again is good. So the energy that you guys need to tap into to carve out your guys' destiny, we have Justice. So justice and keeping your boundaries and keeping things fair is going to be very important for Leos. So make sure no one tests you, okay? Or if people test you, make sure you don't fall or cave in or go too harsh or whatever. There's a lot to do with keeping balance, okay? And I say boundaries especially because, you know, we have the Lovers reverse, we have the Akashic Library reverse, so Leos really have to stay very dedicated to their path, and anything that knocks them off of it right now needs to be gone, just done. You know, it's just not the wave. Okay, so where Leos are still ignorant though is Knight of Coins, okay? So Leos, I know everything spiritually is going amazing, but you still gotta go to work, okay? You still gotta go to work, still watch your money, you know, don't go spending all crazy. There's just something funky with money that, like, Leos maybe are just, like, not focusing on right now, or just not looking at, or ignoring, you know. But just look at your money, Leos. Make sure that you're not recklessly spending or making up some weird excuses on why you need to buy something. Or if you do need to buy something, like, see if there's a cheaper option, something like that. And advice, we have the Devil. Okay, so it's interesting because we started out with we're releasing the Hierophant, we're releasing, you know, our intense structure, but then our advice is to bring in the Devil. So that just means that we Leos have been working a lot on our higher selves. We've been working a lot on embracing the new and embracing the higher self and embracing compassion and embracing the light. Okay, that now gotta work on the shadow. Okay, so any of those dark corners in your brain, any of those little things that still need dusting and all that needs to go, okay? Focus on, it's like now you have the tools on what to do when you're good and how to cleanse and how to do all the things and cut all the cords and all those good stuff. So now it's like, okay, go back into your past and go do it, you know? Because the Devil here just basically is saying, especially in advice, saying that your shadow self has some unfinished business, okay? And it could be as simple as learning how to incorporate your shadow into your new soul evolution, or it could just be there's some things that are still in the shadows, they're still in the dark that you haven't dealt with, that needs to be dealt with, okay? So as far as love life, Leos, this is really, really good. Well, this is good and depends on what you're looking for, okay? If you're looking for a long-term partner right now, this is not the month. If you're looking to play around and experiment, you're good. You're good to go, okay? Because the biggest thing here, make sure you don't jump into anything, okay? Make sure you get to know people before you really jump into anything, all right? But at the same time, we have Five of Swords saying to shake it up. Okay, so Five of Swords says to shake it up. So if you guys are in a relationship, now is the time to shake things up. If you guys are out of a relationship, it's time to experiment. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you gotta like bring love and bring passion into your everyday life. But we have Knight of Coins here, basically meaning that the longer you wait and the longer you know, let things grow, the better they'll be. You can jump into stuff. However, it might kind of flop, you know what I mean? Because we also have a Queen of Wands reversed, meaning that it might be too based on lust if you rush into things too quickly. So it's one of those things where it's like lust is good. Like I feel like for Leos it might be good to like date around and like meet new people, but maybe not necessarily like start having sex with someone or go exclusive with someone. You know what I mean? Like I feel like maybe you might meet someone that could turn into something long term, but right now is not the time. You know what I mean? Especially because I feel like Leo needs to obviously deal with some stuff with their shadow, needs to deal with being, you know, on their own, independent and all that. So, and then there's some conflict still too. So overall, everything for Leo actually looks really, really good. It looks really, really good. It's very transitionary. It's very coming to age in a way. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much. Hello, Virgo. This is for my Virgo risings, moons, and suns. And again, your Vedic chart will be the most accurate. But again, if you only know your Western, that's totally fine. And if you want to see all the info on this new moon, go back to the beginning of this video where I say a whole long thing. But let's get into your guys' reading. Okay, Virgos. So, Virgos, it looks really, really good for you guys. So what you guys have just released, well, so what you guys have just released, we have the Hierophant reversed, okay? So I feel like you guys was just kind of going through this whole thing where you're learning your own belief system. Like, you're kind of just taking things into your own hands of like, wait, no, like, everything I've been told was that one way, and you know what, actually, I think this way, you know what I mean? I feel like you guys really, like, figured out, like, just genuinely what you personally believe in instead of, like, going on with the crowd, you know what I mean? Or, like, going on with Instagram or whatever it is, you know? You're kind of just like, I don't really care if it's popular opinion or not. Like, this is just what I believe. This is what I'm rolling with. Because where you guys are at right now is strength. You guys have a ton of inner strength right now. Inner strength, inner confidence, everything is really good for Virgo right now as far as, like, how you feel about yourself. And it's interesting because I do see that what you need to spread out into the world more. We have Ace of Cups reversed, so this is basically all about self-love, you know what I mean? And also, that's the other thing too, is in the love reading, there is stuff here where you guys really have to, like, get into your body. Like, I feel like almost you guys are living too much up here. If in anything, that's like the one thing that's going on that's bad for Virgos. You guys are almost being too intellectual about everything, you know? Or you're being too much of a perfectionist, you know? Instead of just going with flow. Because what you guys need to do to carve out your own destiny is the moon reverse. And that means get rid of your anxieties. Get rid of them, okay? They're not serving you anymore. We have Caught in the Ruins reverse too, basically saying exactly the same thing as the moon reverse. They both represent, basically both representing needing to get out of the traps of your own mind, okay? We also have the Queen of Scrolls here reverse, basically meaning that if you might have had a separation from a very, very smart woman or someone who was very great at communicating or something like that, and that could be leading to the fact of why you're all in your head. Or it could just mean that you have a disconnect from the Akashic records, from the universe, from whatever. Because also here we do have Vishnu saying trust the universe, okay? So I feel like you guys are just freaking out that, like, things aren't just going to work your way, and maybe things are just going to, you know, crash and burn for some reason. And the reality of it is, it's not. You know, the more you freak out and the more that you think it's going to happen, then obviously, yeah, of course it will, because it will be a self-fulfilling prophecy. But right now, where everything's looking, no, everything's fine. Because where you guys are being ignorant is you have the world here. So it basically just means that you guys are about to end a huge cycle. You are in the process of ending a huge cycle. That's why everything feels weird right now. But just know that you're doing that, okay? Because I know Virgos like to get in their head like freaking crazy, but this is the one time where it's like, don't get too much in your head, okay? You don't want to get dark and deep into it where you get lost, you know, and start getting messed up. Because we have in advice, the Chariot reversed, telling you that you need to go back to the drawing board right now. You need to balance your emotions. You need to make sure that you know exactly where you're going and what direction. You know what I mean? You need to make sure that you have all the tools from where you're going. There's a lot of energy when it comes to Virgos just kind of needing to, like, not step on the brakes, but just there's a lot of release of like I feel like Virgos are all like this right now. Just like, but what about this? But what about this? But what if this happens and this happens and da da da? And it's just, that needs to stop. You're getting trapped in your own mind because into the love reading here too. We have 8 of Swords reversed. We have Ace of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Emperor. We have the Emperor reversed. So all of these are reversed. Basically saying that okay, so like eight of Swords reversed, for example, just means again you are being trapped. You are all the way up here. You're way too up here where you can't even get lost in a relationship or can't even be truly with someone because you're too much like, well, does my hair look good? And like, oh shit, I just said that. Like, should I say something else? Or like, like, you know, like what kind of job does he have? Or like, you know what I mean? It's like it's too whatever. You gotta breathe. You gotta live in your body. You gotta let things flow. And because on top of that, Ace of Coins reversed in this deck, because you're so intellectual about things, you can't actually like intimately like be with someone when you're with someone, you know, like in bed, you know. So then like the intimacy after is like totally not there, you know what I mean? So it's almost like there's a disconnect like when you're physical with someone, you know. It's like almost like you're either thinking too much or you're just trying to block out emotions or something, you know. It's just there's some funk there. That's just there's just a huge disconnect between mind and body. And we also have the Emperor reversed here saying that you guys need to assert your dominance a little bit more too. It's almost like the Ace of Coins reversed kind of makes me feel like you guys kind of just go with the flow almost. It's like, oh well, this guy's like nice, I guess I'll do it, you know what I mean? Or like this girl is like chill, I guess I'll do it, but you don't actually like them, you know, or you don't feel anything for them, or you know, it's just there's just a disconnect there. There's a disconnect with love. So it's just bringing mind, body, and spirit all together in your relationships because it's too intellectual. It's just too intellectual. But other than that, trust the universe. Trust the universe that it'll be good. But other than that, everything looks great. Just too much anxiety, Virgos. Breathe. Just breathe. Thank you. Okay, this is for my Libra risings, my Libra moons, my Libra suns. And again, your Vedic rising sign would be the most accurate, but if you only know your Western sign, that is totally okay too. And if you want to hear more about this new moon, you can go back to the beginning of this video as well. And if you want to get a full spread reading on your whole new moon adventures, you can watch your rising moon and sun sign. So let's just get into it, Libra. Let's see what's going on. Libra, things look really good for Libras right now, which makes sense, obviously, because it's your guys' new moon. So things that you guys have just released, you have 7 of Cups, okay? So there was a lot of, you know, commotion and choices going on for you guys. So maybe you guys have finally been able to solidify a couple things. However, I do want to say Up in the Air is here from the Akashic Records telling you that if you guys have settled on a specific decision or you're still kind of like funky or on the fence about stuff, just know that things will come down to earth or things will reveal themselves to you over time. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It just means that right now you won't get the information that you need to make a solid choice, unfortunately. So you kind of have to just trust your gut and trust your intuition a lot when it comes to things going on right now. Because we do have Knight of Coins and where you guys are at right now. Or Knight of Cups, sorry. Knight of Cups. Which means that you guys may be in a little bit of a romantic state right now, or fantasy state of looking at the world where everything is kind of just amazing and great, and you're kind of looking at things like, wow, like nothing can go wrong. Just know that's not true. Things can still go wrong, but you are right that things are flowing. The only thing with Knight of Cups, though, is that sometimes it doesn't last forever, okay? So maybe that does have to go along with Up in the Air. But we also have 5 of Swords here, summer and winter. And summer is on top this time. Basically just meaning that right now is all about work, okay? Libras, this is not a time to rest, okay? You guys are not at a time to be settling down or, you know, breathing or anything. This new moon is bringing a lot more sense of work and responsibility for Libras. So it's kind of like now is not the time to reap your rewards, I guess. Because what you guys need to tap into to kind of like be able to spread
out into what you guys need to tap into to kind of like be able to like go out into the world and like spread your life into the world is 3 of Coins reversed. Okay, and advice, we have the Emperor. So this kind of goes together in the sense of right now, whoever you're working with, I really do feel like this has to do with actual work. It's not working. It's literally not working. Maybe they're being too manipulative, or you're being too manipulative, or not manipulative. Maybe they're being too bossy or authoritative, or maybe you're getting a little bossy and authoritative, or maybe it's just not an equal exchange, or the goal is just off, the common goal is off, or maybe you're moving on to something different. I don't know. There's just something weird when it comes to work. So what's really going to help is actually if you work by yourself, or at least if you guys kind of have like a team meeting and be like, yo, like, what are we really doing here? Because we also have flow of prosperity. We have Lakshmi here for you guys. So Lakshmi is here with you guys. Lakshmi does want things to flow. She does want you guys to be prosperous. So whatever is happening right now is happening for a reason, okay, when it comes to work. So that's for sure. So what you guys are still being ignorant about, though, we have 5 of Cups, okay, reversed. And that just means that you guys still have a lot of self-doubts or self-regrets, or just things that you kind of are just like, like maybe I shouldn't do that, or like you just feel icky about yourself about. And you know, maybe you guys did a lot of work to release that, but this is kind of telling you like, hey, there's still some work there that needs to be done in that department. So don't necessarily ignore that, because there does need to be a lot more release when it comes to just being okay with yourself and forgiving yourself. Now, when it comes to love life, we have King of Swords reversed, basically telling you that, okay, so here's the thing. Libras, I am getting a little bit of a sense that the energy of this is coming from you guys, because what it's saying is we have King of Swords here, we have 2 of Swords here reversed. Both these are reversed. So this kind of talks about how strong is your love really? You know what I mean? Like, is it strong? Like your partner, like, is it really as unconditional as you claim it is? You know what I mean? Like in the sense of like, you know, maybe you really, really like someone, but you know, you just really hate the fact that like, you know, they still like I feel like Libra's almost like saying that they unconditionally love people, and they're telling people that they will fully be there for them and all that, but the second when something actually does hit the fan, they're like, peace out, I'm over it. You know what I mean? So that like kind of needs to be fixed or changed, because that's not right. You can't tell someone like, hey, I unconditionally love you, and the second, you know, they go through anything emotionally hard, you're just like, yeah, no, I'm fine, I'm good, bye. You know, I kind of get that energy where like Libras aren't necessarily like keeping their full commitments, or their like intentions aren't necessarily clear or as pure as one would hope. Because we do have 3 of Pentacles here telling Libras that what's really going to help in your love life is to actually submit into your love life. So actually, when you tell someone you're going to be with them, actually be with them. Drop all the other hoes, you know what I mean? Don't keep someone on the sidelines just in case, you know, that kind of shit. So Libras, your guys are, what ends up happening if you do that is, 1, you're not even allowing the relationship to even grow, because you kind of already have 1 foot out the door, and 2, you're always going to be uncomfortable in your relationships, because if you're 1 foot out the door, of course you're going to naturally assume that your partner's 1 foot out the door, and then you have no trust there. So it's just all a mess. So with Libras, everything is really, really good. What you need to carve out, sorry, I don't know why I was jumping around so much with this Libra reading. So the energy that you guys need to tap into with carving out your destiny, though, is 3 of Cups. So what's really going to help Libras right now is definitely go out, be yourself, you know what I mean? Meet people. I feel like meeting people is going to be really important, you know what I mean? But also at the same time, when it comes to work, make sure you work kind of by yourself. So like, I feel like what's really going to help you is meeting a lot of new people and like going out and kind of having a good time, like not being too stressed out about stuff is going to help you, because as far as career and work, you guys, it does look like you guys kind of need to go with a more solo route. So like maybe like meeting new people will like kind of like, you know, help either bring you more business partners or more clients or something like that. As far as love, if you keep wondering why your relationships are funky, it's because you're not fully committing yourself, you know? So if you really want something, fully commit yourself. If you don't, then keep doing what you're doing. But just know that the karma here, you know, just watch, you know, I don't want to call it lying, but make sure that your intention is pure, you know? But yeah, it looks good, Libra. Thank you so much. Hello, Scorpio, Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun, Scorpio moons. And again, your Vedic chart will be the most accurate, but if you only know your Western chart, that's totally okay. If you want to hear about all the full moon goodies and details and rituals, it's at the beginning of this video, along with how to find your Vedic chart as well. I'm excited to look into Scorpio, especially since the retrograde is in Scorpio. The season of Scorpio is coming up. Everything is coming up for Scorpio. So let's see what's going on. Okay, so the biggest message of this is that Scorpios kind of need to go into isolation right now. Or at least, maybe not complete isolation, but Scorpios need to focus on themselves hardcore right now. Because what we finally released, we have Nine of Spears reversed. So we kind of released this intense need and feel to like fight, you know what I mean? Like I feel like this past month or past couple months for Scorpios, we've just been on the offense, like really, really intensely, just like, you know, like kind of just people have just been messing with us and we're just over it, you know? And the problem with that is that it's caused Scorpios to become very hard on ourselves and to be very negative about everything and just kind of just overall salty about everything and just trying to like figure out like what's right and what's wrong and like was I too much of an asshole or were they really an asshole, you know? Everything's just kind of like ugh. Because where we're at right now, we have the Hermit reversed. So this usually means that a point of isolation is coming whether we like it or not, you know what I mean? And an isolation could either just mean like, you know, staying off social media for a little bit or, you know, just going back to studying and things like that. Because that's the other thing too, the scribe is here reverse, saying that our negativity or things that are going on in our lives, like outer things that are going on in our life is actually affecting us so much that it's blocking us from seeing higher education or new paths or things like that. We're blinding ourselves, you know what I mean? Because we also have birth reversed here, which means that we also might have problems with starting things and actually like moving things forward and might have complications with just things like that. There's a lot of just like weird energy going on for Scorpio, you know, like a lot of just like vengeful energy, but at the same time you don't want to be vengeful, but it's like you feel betrayed, so you want to get revenge on someone, but you know that's not the answer, you know what I mean? There's just a lot of like back and forth for Scorpio as far as things emotionally, you know what I mean? And the biggest thing too to remember is that Mercury retrograde is going to be in Scorpio. So this honestly just makes the most sense because Mercury retrograde is all about renewing and reevaluating and re-educating and re. So it makes sense that we're not going to be moving forward. We're not going to like catapult out of the cannon, you know, during November. But we're going to do a lot of self-reflection, because we also have Avalokitesvara, which says see the other person's point of view. So this doesn't necessarily mean that the other person is correct if you are in a fight with someone, but does mean like, okay, let's see where they're psychologically at, you know what I mean? Are their actions really, you know, to poke at you, or is that just habitual, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's like, are they doing things to you to piss you off specifically, or do they do this to everyone, you know? Or like, did you trigger it in some way? Like, how did you contribute to it? Even if it's as simple as that you just didn't cut your losses early enough, you know? because there's some energy over here in love life that very much like you gotta kind of just go and find something new. It kind of looks like that there is, you know, if there's problems within the relationship, it's not pressures, it's not outside pressures, it's either one of you is you know, someone's not telling the truth, or someone's intentions changed at some point. Just something is not right. One of you is the enemy here in the relationship, or it's just simply that it kind of just died out, you know? Like, I just feel like there's a lot of energy and revenge coming for Scorpio as far as like some sort of like past romance or past romantic interest or something, and the cards are kind of just like, you know what, it's no good. You just gotta leave it. You just gotta leave it and find something new. This is the one time where I'm just gonna say, you know, maybe it's better to just rebound real quick to get your mind off it, because there's just no point. And you know, this is also wise, you know, see the other person's point of view. This is probably why you're getting all in your head about things. This is probably why you need to go into isolation right now, because just everything was like, ugh, you know. And we also have Ace of Cups reverse for what quality you guys need to spread out into the world. And we also have Five of Cups for what you guys need to, what energy you need to embrace to start carving out your destiny. And both of these talk about taking care of yourself. Ace of Cups reverse talks about being self-love, self-care, things like that, really filling your cup up again. Five of Cups, releasing all the negativity with yourself, past regretment, past resentments, past anything when it comes to the self, and feeling, you know, less than, or like you can't move forward, or you know, regret, or just being sad and just being upset about the self. That all needs to go to really be able to move forward, which I feel like this Mercury retrograde is really going to be intensely healing. Like, Scorpio is going to go through a loads amount of transformation and loads amounts of finding new avenues and finding new things, you know what I mean? Because what we're ignorant about is Five of Coins reversed. So what we're kind of being like an idiot about, pretty much, is our own spiritual development, on our own, you know, financial development, basically moving forward. We're literally acting like we're not moving forward, when in reality, of course, we're having a tower movement right now, because that means we're moving forward. You know what I mean? Because in advice, we have King of Cups here. Just saying that we need to give more compassion. Scorpio really needs to give more compassion. Maybe that's the next evolution in Scorpio's path, is to have more compassion, you know? Because people tend to not like Scorpios, because Scorpios just strive for the truth. And the reason why Scorpios are always very, you know, cynical and, you know, whatever, and that's why people don't like them, is because we always know the truth and no one else wants to accept it, and they just kind of ignore it and whatever. So it's almost like Scorpio's next soul evolution is, instead of yelling at people for not knowing the truth, maybe show compassion and pray that the compassion will show them the truth, or something along the lines of that. But in general, for Scorpio, it really looks like this is very transitional. It looks very much this has to do with the self. Be prepared for Mercury retrograde, because it is going to be a retrograde for Scorpio, okay? Things are going to be coming back. Things from the past, people from the past. Past romances. If past romances come up, it's in the past for a reason, yo, okay? New people. New people are the wave, okay? So yeah, yeah, good luck, Scorpio, for this season. The more you keep to yourself and the more you go through your own personal explorations, the easier this Mercury retrograde is going to be, and the easier this whole month is going to be. So yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing new moon, and thank you. Have a good day. Hello, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Rising, Sagittarius Okay, Sagittarius people. So, what you guys have finally released this new moon, we have King of Coins reversed. So, this means that you guys have just released all the need for like materialism, or you know, there might still be some feels of it. For the most part, you're like, you know what? Working for the man or working my butt off is just not helping me anymore. It's not the wave, you know? So you guys are kind of in this new sense of like wanting to find more, wanting to be in harmony with yourself, almost like a homecoming. Because we have, where you're at now, we have Four of Spears, which is all about that. It's all about harmony in relationships, harmony with yourself, harmony with kind of the universe and everything. So there is a lot of good flowing. There's a lot of good energy for Sagittarius as far as kind of coming back to the higher self and kind of releasing the ego. Because you guys do have the Ark of the Covenant here reversed, okay? And when the Ark of the Covenant here is reversed, it does mean that there was a separation between the soul and the higher self, meaning that your ego kind of took over for a little bit. And the fact that it's still here, it does mean that there might still be some tendencies to do that this season, okay? This month. With this new moon, there still might be the tendency to kind of listen to ego or listen to society or listen to whatever it is and kind of ignore what your higher self is really saying. You know what I mean? Because we do have Eight of Scrolls here saying paths unknown, which means that Sagittarius has kind of been walking on the same path for a while. You guys have been kind of doing the same thing, going about your life or whatever. It's been good, but now the universe is like, okay, let's explore a little bit. Let's explore life a little bit. So now the universe wants to tell you that if you guys have been curious about, you know, starting something new or traveling down a new path or new education or anything new, now is the time to go for it. Go explore, you know what I mean? The universe is protecting you as far as that area of life as moving towards something that you've never experienced before. So what you guys need to be able to So what you guys need to spread out to everyone in the world, you guys have Nine of Cups reversed, okay? So Sagittarius really needs to start being more grateful for things, and that will probably help connect the higher self back to the soul, the Art Government here, reversed, because right now you guys might just kind of have maybe a lack mindset, or just, you know, I feel like Sagittarius had this energy of just kind of being a little bit materialistic the past couple months, and now that you finally broke out of that, stay out of it, you know? Really be careful of negative self-talk. Really be careful of having lack mentality. Because also what you guys need to do to carve out your destiny is Two of Coins reversed. And that's all about bringing things back into balance. Things are not balanced right now. I don't know if you guys have debts you gotta pay, or if people owe you money or whatever, but something's in balance and that needs to be brought back into balance so you guys can go along your path, okay? There's a huge fight between the ego and higher self when it comes to Sagittarius, this new moon. So this new moon really makes sure that Sagittarius put new moon wishes that pertain to your higher self, not your ego. Because also we have Eight of Spears reversed here of what you guys are being ignorant about. And Eight of Spears reversed just talks about you guys are just moving way too freaking fast. You're going hyper speed. You're too like gung-ho right now. It's just things are too new. Things need to start. Things need to breathe, okay? Because we also have Thoth here, right? So if you are a writer or anything, use the experiences that you just went through, use the emotions that you're going through right now to write. If you are not a writer, or even if you're a writer, journaling. Journaling's really good for you guys right now. But you guys really need to get everything that's going on inside out somehow, because there's a lot of chaotic energy. It's very unbalanced. It's very like over here and over there one day, you know, it's very flip-floppy. Because in advice we have Four of Cups reversed, basically saying you got to go into not remission, but you guys got to meditate. You guys got to take some time, you know. All your cups are full right now, you guys. Sagittarius, all your cups are full right now, so you guys got to take a second and either dump out some cups or drink out of some or do something with it. But right now this is too much. It's too much energy right now. Way too much energy. And that's the other thing too, is in your love life, temperance came up. And I know there's a lot of things with balance here. So in your love life, balance also is coming up. So temperance. Sagittarius really have to be careful this month of lust and love, the difference of those, because you guys have 4 of Wands on one side and 2 of Wands on the other, okay? 4 of Wands is all about having, you know, fun, playful time, like, yeah, like, you know, like, things are flowing, it's like things are flowing, things are good, so you're just having a good time. And then 2 of Wands is like, oh, this is a great time, like, is there something more, you know? So it's one of those things where the balance of that, because you don't want to get your feelings hurt, you don't want to break other people's feelings. Be honest when it comes to how you feel about people, and really listen to the higher self. The big message for Sagittarius is you guys got to reconnect with the higher self this new moon. You guys really do, because your ego is kind of going crazy, driving things right now. So that needs to fixed. That needs to be fixed. It needs to be restored. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, Sagittarius. Thank you so much. Hey Capricorn people, my Capricorn suns, moons, and risings, this reading is for you. Now again, this is for Vedic rising signs, would be most accurate, but if you only know your Western chart, that is totally fine too. Watch whatever you feel is called to you. I also put all the info for the new moon, and including rituals and all that good stuff at the beginning of this video, so check that out as well. But yeah, let's get into it, Capricorn people. Okay, Capricorn people, so what you guys have finally released. Okay, so this reading is actually kind of interesting because I feel like some of it is good for... I honestly feel like this is kind of a 2-part reading, mostly just because I feel like literally like everything down here actually has to do all with love, but everything up here has to do with like life in general, because they are a little bit different. So what you guys have released, we have 5 of coins reversed, which means Capricorns have finally kind of released the whole lack mentality thing. Maybe you guys have finally come to a place of balance, a place of finally stability, or something, like when it comes to money, you know what I mean? Or at least a plan to where you're not stressing out about money, like going crazy, you know what I mean? Because where you're at right now, we have King of Cups. So as far as everything to do with like career and everything, maybe you kind of have a little bit more of like, you're just a little bit more at ease right now, this new moon. You're a little bit more like, okay, like things are fine. Like I don't have to like freak out as much as I have been, you know what I mean? Because what you guys have to do to, you know, spread yourselves out, to really get out there, and also what you guys have to do to carve your destiny is kind of the same. We have 10 of Swords reversed and 6 of Cups reversed. So this is all about releasing old wounds, and this is also about releasing the past. And I feel like, especially because of the cards down here with love and everything, something not so great happened in your guys' personal relationships, okay? I feel like either you were the culprit for it, you know, and you betrayed someone, or you got betrayed. Either way, or you know, maybe both types of maybe Capricorns did both, and both types of Capricorns are reading this, but there was betrayal. There's betrayal going on. You know what I mean? There was some betrayal going on, and it wasn't great, and it came to the surface, and no. Because also we have the waterfall here reversed, which means emotions are just going wild right now. Like everyone is too reactive. The whole situation's just not good emotionally. It's just no. Which is probably why Capricorn like threw themselves into work to be like, bleh, you know, because we do have the Tower reversed here with the love cards, okay? And the Tower reversed basically means that betrayal was coming, and betrayal happened. And it's, you know, it could have been someone was cheating on you, could have been just a simple lies, you know, it could have been something with money. Well, that's the other thing too. I think it either was something with money or it was something emotional, whichever one, because we do have Queen of Coins here, meaning that the next person that Capricorn gets with, okay, the next person that Capricorn gets with has to have both, okay? Capricorns are not trying to do the like, well, he has money, but he's a shithead thing. Or, oh, well, he's so nice, but he's poor thing. No. It's got to be both. The Capricorns are at a point where it's like, nah, you got to love me emotionally and you got to be able to help me out if I need it. Cause career, you know what I mean? But that's the thing. It has to be both. Remember, it has to be both. And also, Four of Wands came up saying, have fun. Okay? Because the light of the world came up reversed here in this reading. So that usually means that Capricorn may be kind of ignoring their higher selves, or they only tap into their higher selves when they need something. You know what I mean? And that kind of goes along too with like throwing yourself into work, because maybe love life is a little going crazy right now. But it really just is like, no. You can't revert back to your ego, because you're probably going to end up in the same situation in your love life that you just did. Okay? Because what you guys are in the dark about, what you guys are being angry about, is the Hierophant reverse. And the Hierophant reverse just means that you guys might be a little too confident in your morals and ethics and what you believe in, you know, and maybe kind of like going to hell with it. And it's like, you know, so that's why I'm saying that I think for some Capricorns, like, if you did the betraying, like, come on, man, like, don't be like that, because advice, we have justice. So that goes both ways. Again, it's like, if you didn't do the betraying, the Hierophant reversed is like, you know what's really going to help right now? Connecting to your higher self. You know what's really going to help right now? Like, connecting to spirit, connecting and everything. So, and justice, again, with advice, it's keeping boundaries. You know, you got to have both. It can't be one-sided anymore. Like, I don't know, I feel like everything was good for Capricorn, and then it kind of just like crashed and burned, and now it's picking up the pieces again. But just really making sure that there is still trust in the higher self. That's the big one, that there's still trust in the higher self, and to really get emotions back into check. Because that's the other thing. People don't realize how intense Capricorns can be when they get emotional. Like, I think Capricorns, since they don't deal with their emotions, like, can be more vengeful or more crazy than Scorpios, quote unquote, that people want to say, you know what I mean? Like, Capricorn's wilding out, like, when Capricorns are betrayed, you know? So, Capricorn people, writing, Thoth is here. Write. If you're a writer, use it. If you write, if you journal, use it. Get it out. Get it out. And as far as moving forward, at least in love life, just make sure that the person is fun, make sure that they're not going to take advantage of your money, and make sure that they're not going to take advantage of your emotions. It really has to be the full package for Capricorn next, because if not, I promise you the same thing's going to keep happening. I promise you the same thing's going to keep happening if they don't have those three things. So, yeah, Capricorn, just make sure you stay in touch with your higher self. Listen, okay? Hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much. Hi, my Aquarius people. Sorry that it's getting a little dark and so my lighting's a little crazy right now. But, I mean, at least Aquarius and Pisces are going to get the ancestor readings, because ancestors are out right now. So, let's see. You guys might get a little touch from your families, all right? Just a heads up. So, let's just see what's up for Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius people. So, everything looks really good. I will warn you right now that the Death card came up twice for you guys, but I'm going to get into it, okay? You guys did get the Increscent Moon card, though, which is, like, a really, like, auspicious card to get right now, especially because it is a new moon. So everything to do with new things and new beginnings and bringing things to fruition and all that good stuff, it's here. It's here for Aquarius. The universe definitely has your back. For the most part, I feel like Aquarius is actually in a really good place right now, especially because where you guys are at right now, we have a 9 of Cups. So Aquarius, at least emotionally, is pretty good, you know what I mean? Like Aquarius, at least for the most part, is like, okay, like, you know, things are flowing, or there's a sense of acceptance or something along the lines of that, you know, there's more flow here for Aquarius. What you guys have released, we have justice here. So anything that there was an injustice, if you were doing the injustice, if it was a relationship or anything like that, I'll get into that because there is some relationship stuff going on for Aquarius. Anything like that, you guys kind of have just left behind, okay? What quality of yours you guys need to spread out into the world more is Page of Swords reverse. So any new ideas you guys have brewing, definitely keep them brewing, but the world wants to hear about them at some point, okay, Aquarius? So make sure you don't get too perfectionist on it or too conspiracy theory on it, you know what I mean? But because the world finally does want to hear Aquarius's ideas, okay? That time is coming. January 2020, that time is coming, I promise you that. And the energy that you guys need to tap into to really carve out your guys' destiny is the World reversed, okay? And the World reversed just comes up saying that you guys might just be taking a little bit too many shortcuts right now, because there is going to be a huge life transformation with Aquarius, because what you guys are ignorant to is death, okay? Is that transformation. So that's why I'm saying, like, things seem really good right now, but something's coming. And I'm not necessarily meaning it's a bad thing. If it was a really bad thing, it would be the Tower, okay? Death just means that something needs to finally be put to rest so you can finally move on, okay? Because we also have death in your love life, okay? So I don't know, again, if you guys just broke up with someone, if you guys are in currently a relationship. Basically, if you're currently in a relationship or you're currently messing with someone, we have 9 of coins here, okay? Which means that honestly, you can't really trust this person. Things that you said or things that you told them or agreements that you said you guys would keep between you, that's not a thing in their eyes. Either they have already told people your secrets, or they have already told people about the relationship, or something's just weird with trust in whoever you're messing with. So that needs to go. Also, though, if you are single, that needs to go too. Trust issues. You need to learn how to trust people again, okay? You need to learn how to trust yourself again. You need to gain more self-confidence. Because just in general, after this whole transformation, after releasing whatever that is in love life, Aquarius needs to just have a good time for a second. 5 of Swords is here basically saying Aquarius just needs to have at least a little bit in their love life where they just feel good. And that could be anything from, you know, abstaining from love life for a second, you know, just being like, you know what, like, no. I kind of just feel like there's a big energy with Aquarius where, as far as love life, Aquarius really need to, like, focus on themselves and really, like, kind of, like, make themselves feel sexy, or, like, make themselves feel wanted again. Because whatever happened, it was not a good time. Because, too, in advice, we have 5 of Cups reversed, basically meaning that whatever negative self-doubts, whatever regrets, anything like that, it needs to be released. Everything needs to really just start being released. Because we also have Queen of Scrolls here reversed, telling you that you have kind of disconnected from the higher self, disconnected from the Akashic records, disconnected from the universe, okay? And that's probably why you're kind of like, oh my God. So it's like, things are good. It's classic Aquarius. Classic Aquarius. On the surface, Aquariuses all seem fine and dandy, but underneath it all, we're freaking out and crying every night and we don't know why. You know what I mean? We have a Maha Kohen Rakosi here, the teacher, okay? That means that a teacher may reveal themselves to you, or you may become a teacher. So through this transformation, either you may get a lot of help through it, or you may learn a lot of things through it that's going to really be, that you're going to be able to teach other people in the future. But again, we have this in Crescent Moon card here saying, so you guys have like double manifestation energy right now. So I know that things seem like they might be bad coming up. It's really just transformation, okay? And that's the biggest thing that Aquarius really has to remember is it's transformation. It's a very transformative time for Aquarius, okay? So take note of that and don't, you know, just don't freak out. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Have fun, you know. Again, just release regret from yourself and have fun, you know, feel good about yourself. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing new moon. Thank you so much, Aquarius. Last but not least, my Pisces rising suns and moons. Again, this is for Vedic astrology, but if you only know your Western chart, that is totally fine too. I posted at the beginning of this video everything about this new moon along with finding your Vedic chart. So if you want to go look at that, go check that out. Sorry that the lighting is a little crazy right now, but apparently the ancestors wanted to talk to Pisces people, so we're going to roll with it. Okay, so I'm sorry that the sun is rapidly setting, so I'm going to try and do this as fast as possible. But the big message here for Pisces is you guys really have to get out of your head. Oh my God, you guys have to get out of your head. You guys are really spiraling right now. And I really want to tell Pisces people right now that what you are being ignorant about is Wheel of Fortune, okay? That's really good. So what you're not seeing is the good stuff. What you're not seeing is that your fortune is literally about to turn. Like literally, like everything is about to turn. So let's just get into the reading and all that. But I just want to let you guys know that that is what's going to happen. So what you guys released, we have 10 of coins here, okay? So I feel like you guys ended something that was really like significant to you, or significant to your family, or significant to your career. Something that you thought was gonna, like something that you thought was gonna complete everything, or something that was very important to you on an emotional, material, spiritual level, just kind of like ended. Because where you're at now, we have a 10 of swords, so obviously it was like really intense and you're just blah. And then also too, we have down here 6 of swords, reversed for love, and that's all about like being all hung up on an ex, and you know, it's just no good. You know, you really just have to look at the bright side, because things are going to start flowing, because remember we have Wheel of Fortune, okay? We also have Archangel Gabriel here, reversed, okay? So I know reversed, it kind of looks like, oh no, but he's just telling you that you're going too much in your head, Pisces. Pisces is too like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, or oh no, I could have, or whatever it is. But it's just know that like you just got to start moving forward, okay? And if anything, I feel like Pisces actually kind of has started moving forward, because we do have Ace of Cups here in love, and Ace of Cups is all about like filling up your cup again and loving yourself and going out and having a good time and whatever. But it's almost like I feel like it's just like, even though you guys started moving forward, you're still not happy, or you're still not feeling better. And that's the part where you guys really need to like get out of your head, because you're not seeing the good that is coming into your life. Again, advice, we have Ace of Coins, which is starting something and planting something for the long term, you know what I mean? We also have the High Priestess here for love stuff, okay? And that's basically, when the High Priestess is there, it's like follow your intuition. And also too, you got to start letting things flow, you know what I mean? You can't keep dwelling on things, you know? Will, wisdom, and mind, reverse, suggests that you can't just keep dwelling and turning in your head about the same thing over and over and over again, because you're not going to find a solution that way. It's just going to keep doing that. It's going to keep going over and over and over again around your head. It's too much. So what you guys need to spread out into the world, what you guys need to do to like really just get back out there in the world, is Knight of Cups, or come back down from fantasy. It basically is just like, I don't know what fantasy land Pisces is in right now, but that fantasy land, stop it. You guys are just so in your head. That's all I'm seeing, is really just Pisces is so in their head right now. And the weird thing is how to carve your guys' destiny is Ace of Swords. So you guys should be, all the ideas that are in your head right now should be being outward. But the problem is it's all doing this instead of actually being released, you know what I mean? There needs to be release. Everything needs to just out. It needs to get out of Pisces' head. We have Maha Kohen Ragosi for Pisces here, the teacher, okay? So this whole experience, either a teacher will reveal themselves to you to really help you, some sort of mentor, or this whole experience is going to push you to teach. You're either going to get some really intense lessons from this whole experience and you're going to be able to help others. Something along those lines. But in general, Pisces, you guys really got to start being in your head. I would say for new moon wishes, I would say pray to get clarity, pray to get movement going, pray to start looking at the bright side, start a gratitude journal, okay? Start writing in the morning what you're grateful for, something, because the Wheel of Fortune is here for you guys. Upright, that's really good, you know? High Priestess is always good. Ace of Coins, good. Ace of Swords, good. There's a lot of new things. A lot of new things coming. You just got to see it. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me for new moon readings. And I hope you guys have an amazing night. I hope you guys do amazing new moon rituals tonight. And I will see you next time. I will see you later. Well, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow to do the weekly forecast. But yeah, thank you so much. Have a good day.